Okay, Assalamualaikum. Assalamualaikum and very good morning. So I guess it is exactly 10 o'clock in the morning now on Friday. So I will start recording our short lecture. Actually, there is also a recording from previous semester that I might have shared, but this is from current semester. Anyhow, I'm gonna share my screen here, if I can remember how to share my screen. Entire screen, this one, and share it. All right. If you join this lecture, let me know, and things should be very interesting. Let me stop sharing for a bit and see if anybody is coming. Maybe people forgot about this meeting info. And as to I'm not sure how to share this information. Maybe there is also the link from calendar or from the calendar or from Yulen.
Ya Tuan. Tuan dengar?
Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna proceed. Okay. Assalamualaikum and very good morning. Boleh dengar? Hello.
Boleh
Good
Dr.
morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Boleh dengar.
How to chat? Boleh dengar? Hello? Hello? Testing? Boleh dengar ke suara?
Boleh, cikgu, boleh.
Oh, boleh dengar? Okay. Thank you, Teng Yuzun. Okay, so I'm gonna proceed with sharing my. I think we are already recording it. So it is still recording. So I'm gonna share my screen again. Entire screen share. Okay, can you see my screen now? Boleh?
Boleh, Doktor.
Anybody? Boleh nampak screen? Okay, you can stop me or ask question if you have anything to say. Okay, let's proceed with it. So this I'm gonna use a different slide than what I've already shared. So this one is by Madam Marliza from Computer Science. That's pretty much the same thing, cover the same topic. So if you are new to C++, basically this is the real introduction to it. After the past two weeks, we kind of have some brief introduction to it in the first week, and this last week we focus a little bit on the pseudocode and things like that, flowchart. So now we look into this thing. So I guess in one of the classes we talk about how we have to start our work. There's a pointer with this thing, hashtag include IOStream, and sometimes we can also add additional stuff. But the first line up here is very important. That is wajib, the compulsory part. But if depending on what you have in your plan, if you are going to use a lot of mathematical work or calculation, it is not basic. It's not just plus, minus, or divide and multiplication. Perhaps it involves sine, cosine, trigonometry. So in that situation, you are going to have to include CMath. Okay, other than that, from this class, I guess we also use the third line here using namespace standard, STD, and don't forget the semicolon. All right. The next line, depending on what you are going to do, is we can do definition and things like that. So this will be some global variables, not just going to work inside the main loop. So this is the main loop. Main loop is also called the main function, so or the main program. So if you have things that are going to be global in nature, so it's going to be using it in this function, and in the future we are going to not just have this main function, but we can also have other functions, smaller functions outside of this main function. Okay, so if this is outside of all the functions, means this is the global one. So if we see x1 over here, so it will take the value defined in this line. And so if we have another function after this that has x1, so we'll refer to this variable. We'll refer to that value. Okay, so this on the left here, we have the overall kind of format of what I have just said. Okay, so main function is a must. So that would be the kind of like the main program, the body program. And then we can also have additional auxiliary functions or smaller programs to do some maybe smaller calculation. All right, and then structure of a C++ program. Sometimes we need some comments, just like over here we have comments on the right here required for cout and L and things like that. So this comment is for this line. So the program will read anything before the double slash. So after double slash, it will be in green. So this one will not be recognized. It's not recognized as a command or instruction to the program. So command is important for us human, for us to understand what is going on. All right. So is either that one, or you use double slash, or you use this slash star and cover it. So this one is for multiple line. This one is just for one line. I guess I have shown you this in the class last time in the lab. Single line command. Okay, so this is what I've just said. Okay, so here we have we declare an integer. This is the data type, and the length is the variable that we created. Kita bagi, we can call it panjang, lebar, and things like that. And this is the value that we assign to this variable. Okay, so we can give some information about maybe the unit, because 12. Yeah. Okay. Ada apa? Betul. Ada tahu. Untuk yang so. Okay. So the unit can be after the double slash. Double slash is for the unit, and then usually unit or any other command that you have about that value, because for the value you cannot put the unit together with it, so that will give you some error. Okay, and see, you declare all these things. In fact, you can declare it in one line, just like if all of them is of the same type, data type, like this one, double. So x1 is a double, y1 is a double, x2 is a double, y2 is a double. So you can put them all in one line. But if you have enough space, you want to declare everything in one line, one separate line, that is also okay. So notice here the area is not given any value because area will be depending on length and width. So that is from calculation, and the calculation is area equals to length times width. Okay. All right. So this is self-explanatory. So for single line, I guess you can also use this, but this is usually for multiple line comment. Kalau sudah faham, sila komen. Okay, and then structure of C++ preprocessor directives. Provide instruction from compiler. Okay, compiler is the kind of like the brain that will try to understand. And then the pound sign, this one, or hashtag is also a must, especially for include. When you have include, you must have that pound sign in front. Pound sign. Okay, using namespace. So some books or other references might not use this line, but I guess I personally like to use this thing. Otherwise, we have to keep on repeating the use of STD here, standard. Okay, maybe if you look in some how to stop this thing. So if I C++ C++ shell compiler. So if I look for online, like this program is, so if I open it, they might not use that using C++ in their sample program. So let's see if I can open that. Okay. So here in this sample program, we have this include, hashtag include, or pound sign include. Then we don't have that using namespace. You see, when we have the commands such as cout, cout is a very commonly used command. We are going to have to put that std in front of it together with the double colon. So I don't really like this practice. So I might rather use that using namespace std semicolon, and then to have to repeat use the use of std double colon. Okay, so this one, if I run it, so should give some output in the on the side here on the output. Can you see my screen? Boleh? You guys can speak. Jangan malu-malu. There's nothing to be shy. Okay. Not sure whether the internet or my computer is so slow. So not just I am old, but my computer is also old. Okay. So maybe yeah, maybe we'll get back to that a bit later. Okay, any questions so far? We have a lot of slides to go. Okay, structure of plus function. So the main function. So the main function is also a function. Okay, so the discussion about a function is also a big topic. So that one will also be talked about in a big way later on. How do I resume the slideshow? This one. Okay. Okay, so after the global declaration of the variable, we can have this thing, integer. Usually this data type is int lah. Int is integer. So there are a few data types. You have integer, double, float. So those are the common one, and also for text. Text. Yeah. Okay. So because I'm not a big fan of this data type thing, because usually for programming I use MATLAB. So MATLAB, even though it's based on C or C++, I'm not really sure. But in MATLAB, we skip that stage. We do not have to declare the type. So MATLAB will automatically identify that. So we skip that headache situation. Okay. But definitely knowing something whether we are working with integer or floating point is also important thing lah. Because sometimes that in the long run can also be causing us a problem. All right. So so double is when the value has decimal points. So like 10.1 is a double or float. So integer is 10, 1, 2, 3, 4. So all those integer numbers. So if we know that we are just using 1, 4, by right we can also declare this to be integer. Okay, so integer main, and then we have this parentheses, open and close, and then we have the squiggly bracket or curly bracket, open and close, and then whatever the main program will be in between these curly brackets, in between these curly brackets. Okay, and then usually sometimes this might be omitted. But it's a good practice to have return 0 and semicolon. So this is also part of the format. Okay. Every C++ program must contain only one function named main. So you might have many functions, but only one as the body called main. Okay. Called main. All right. Identifier cannot be used before it is defined. So identifier is basically a user-defined variable. So for us, we call it variables. For me lah, at least. But in the C++ context, maybe you should also be knowing about this thing, because might be coming out of the test. So identifiers is basically the variable. Macam tadi we define something length, we define area, So those are user-defined variables, but over here we call identifiers. Okay, character set. Character for numbers, we have 0 to 9. Alphabets, we have A to Z, or in lowercase and also in uppercase. Uppercase. And we can also have spacing, so that in most cases will also space is also counted. And there are also special characters like comma, dot, colon, semicolon, question mark, exclamation mark. So all these things will have some significance. So don't just use them unknowingly, because some of them work, some of them doesn't work. Like this one, if you want to use this, I don't know what they call it, but if you, in the keyboard button is above number 6, button number 6. So usually we use this for cursor lah, for power, but in C++ it doesn't work. So you have to do it in another way lah. Okay, so special characters, if you use a double slash, it's for command. The pound sign or hashtag is for beginning processor directive. When you have that include stuff, include IOStream, include CMAT. And then we have the pointy bracket. Pointy bracket is for use with the include IOStream and CMAT. So all those things needs to be within the, all those folders. Folders need to be within this pointy bracket. Pointy, sharp points. The parentheses for function, okay. You use real function when will be for the input values. And then squiggly bracket or curly bracket, curly. Some of you might like curly fries. Don't you like that, curly fries? And so this is also neat. This is part of the format in the function. You have to use the open and close. And in some some other stuff like if then statement, things like that, maybe you need to also use curly brackets. And then this quotation mark or quotation marks. So usually we use the double quotation marks. Double quotation marks above the or next to the enter button on your keyboard. And also semicolon is also very commonly used. Semicolon or semicolon. Token apa pula ni? Token. Okay. I'm not so sure about this thing, but reserved words is also important. So that's why you need to be careful because in some programming, reserved words, you can, if you unknowingly use it, and you might overwrite the original command. So that's why if you want to create your identifiers, I propose that you, or I suggest that you use one of the, or maybe the initial letter to be capital, capital. Yeah. So such as here, n underscore eq, esm, esm ni, assalamualaikum. ESM, I don't know what, but these are some C++ keywords, and they are already built-in commands that you are not supposed to use, like using virtual void. So while Maybe if you want to declare or you want to identify as something else, you might overwrite this thing. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So that's why if you want to go do something or create a variable, so use capital A in the front. Okay, so that because all these things will use all lowercase. So if you want to be different, so make sure one of the letter, or usually the first letter, should be uppercase. Uppercase. Okay. So you can use any capital letter A through Z, lowercase through Z, and things like that. So that's why maybe we have seen if you have you can create identifiers like num1. Okay, you have a few variables that you want to create. So num1, num2, num3. So that is definitely not a keyword, C++ keyword. So, and you can differentiate it by having numbers at the end. So that is also another way to avoid stepping on the keywords that you are not supposed to touch. Okay, valid names A, invalid names, some with this special character, so you cannot use that. And you cannot also start with the number. So say names to the number at the end can. So you cannot have it in the front. And that's if you want to declare as a single variable, you cannot have space here. And definitely reserve keyword cannot be used. Int is for integer, so you cannot use that. You can use a student underscore, or you can start with the underscore, which is weird. Pi, but I would suggest P using a big P or uppercase P for that one, or you just put PIE, L, student name, something like that. Okay, so all these are okay to be identifiers, the user-defined identifiers. Okay. Constant is a memory location. Okay. Constant. Numbers with decimal. Okay. So data types. We have integer. So integer will be 1, 2, 3, so on. So there's no decimal points for integer. And I guess you can integer must be positive, I guess. Or can it also be negative? Negative integers, maybe it can. Float points, numbers with decimal part or decimal points. Okay, like 1.25. That's float or double. Character constant. Character constant, a set of single quotes. Okay, if you use single quote, that is a character. So character is a single A, B, C, D, E. So each of that letters will be a character. Char, I think, and they can also call it as char. The short name for that is char. And a string. Char for character, float, and sometimes it's called also double. So I guess if I might choose between using float and double, I would usually go with double. DOU, Oh shoot. DOUBLE, double. And whereas a string is for a sentence, so sentence is a combination of a lot of characters and also space. So that is using double quote or quotation marks. Quotation marks. Okay, what is the time now? Half an hour has gone by. Please preprocessor and global blah blah blah. Constant double text. So we can how a constant is defined is reflected as defined constant and memory constant. Okay, so all this thing is before the main body lah, or main function. Okay, sometimes we can define. So define without the equal sign. So if we have hashtag define, is not one way. So sales tax rate 0.0825 means 0.0825. Okay, so because like in America, the Americans, remember Donald J. Trump. So those people, they do not have the initial 0 before the decimal point. So that's the practice. But here in our country, usually we cannot do that. We use 0.02825. We'll see. But another way to do, if you do not use hashtag define, you can use constant double. So constant and then double is the double is the type, data type, and then text rate, similar to this one, text rate. And here you have to use the equal sign. Okay, so that's how it is different. But the effect will be the same. And here you do not have to close it with the the semicolon, whereas here you must have that. Otherwise, it will be in error. All right. 10 is an integer. 4.5 is a floating point. Site 1 is a string. A is a character. Okay, so you got to understand this thing so that when you declare their type, you can declare using the correct type. Any questions so far? No question. All right. So if they are all using the same data types, you can declare them all in one line, separated by comma. And here the last one, site 1, is not given any value yet. You can do the calculation afterwards, but you declare the type prior to that. Okay. So variables. So usually you have to declare the data type or variable type. And then what is the variable name? What do you call that variable? So this is usually your definition. You define this code. Then here you define another one, integer I. Maybe that's for a counter. This is another type, called long, maybe have a lot more points. Okay, and then float pay rate. So float must have a decimal points. Double, same thing. Not really sure what the difference, real difference between float and double. And there is also Boolean or bool. So Boolean is whether it is true or false. True or false. Okay. Variable types. So yeah, I guess that's just a continuation from the previous slide. Variable initialization. So basically, you can declare the data type and then define the value in one go. Here, count is declared in terms of data type. Sum is using the same data type integer, but here the initialization is just for sum, so there's nothing for count. So maybe you do count later on, but since it is also already declared the type, so in the next instance of count, you do not have to declare the type. So you can just put count equals to something. Okay, such as this one, integer count equals to 0, sum or integer count 0. Okay. Yeah, so this one has both initialize values. Punctuators are symbols like this. Okay, so basically they are using special characters. For operators like this, so operation plus, minus, the star is for multiplication, the slash is for division, and so on, so forth. But usually these four are the basic ones. Campur, tolak, darab, bahagi. Data types, okay, blah, blah, blah. I think we spoke about that. So standard data types, there is something called void. Void is something like actually there's nothing to declare, such as you want that thing to do printing, just print out values. So there's nothing to declare there. So in that situation, we can use void. But if that program or that function is going to spit out some values, so you have to look whether it is integer, character, float, or bool. So okay. C++ contains standard data types, void, okay, pretty much the same thing as before. And they serve as basic structure, derived data types. Pointer, enumerated type, union array. Okay, so void has no values and operations, both set. Okay, so this is like if it is involving just requesting user input and also maybe printing something from that user input. You want to print out something, just such as you want to print out the statement hello world. Hello world is also a famous thing. So in that case, there is no calculation whatsoever, so you can use void. Character is when you have some ABC, some letters involved. Integer will be like this. So integer, you can go deeper, whether it's a short, unsigned short, integer, just basic integer, long. So in MATLAB, we also have this kind of things, but I rarely give much thought about it, or don't really use that a lot. Maybe when I need to use it, then I have to revise what do they mean. Okay, for float, a number fractional values such as 43.32. Okay, so we have a bunch of variations. I can use float, double, long double, double ke double. So let's see if we can get the difference between this thing. So a float consumes 4 bytes. So a double, pretty much like this, but consumes 8 bytes. A long double, also 8 bytes. So I'm not really sure what's the difference between double and long double, but that is the information that we get. But it seems to be a bit much bigger than the regular float. Okay, that's why if you are in doubt, I guess if you declared something with the decimal point as double, I guess that will be the safest way to go, rather than to think about whether float or double. So just go with the double. So Boolean is something that I also rarely use, but Boolean will give an answer whether this is true or false. True or false. So true will give you a value of 1 and false 0. Okay, size of data type. So in this example, double and the variable or identifier is called amount, and this is a type double. Cout means it's going to print out, and then we have this double less than, and then the statement. So this statement is a string. We call it a string, string, and must be in between this double colon. Double quotation mark. Double quotation mark, and then size of double. Double is stored in that thing. So then, so this part will give you the so this is a comment size of. Then it will give you a number here. It will give you a number, and after that you have this another statement called bytes. So cout variable amount is stored in blah 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 size of amount. Okay, if you want to okay. Okay, let me go over to this one. I copy this thing. Okay, how do I copy? Copy, and then maybe go to that Programmist or something like that. Let's try to put this in here. Macam mana? Control V. Control V. Paste. So here I guess I can put the slash and that one until what? Or maybe just a double slash. That will do it. Double slash. Okay, and up above here, I want to put that using name space std colon. Yeah? Come on, man. Name space std colon. Yeah? So that way I don't have to do something like that. Yeah? So double amount. Okay, let's see if I run this thing. Can it go give some input? Some output? Okay, so maybe give a space here so that it won't be too close to the word bytes. And also down here. Down here, give it a space between the double quotation mark and the word bytes. Okay. Yeah, let's run this bad boy. Is it the computer or the the internet? I don't know. Yeah, it should come out very soon. Okay, so that will be the output from this. And actually here I can delete that /n. /n will just bring it down to the next line. I guess it's also good practice if I add another less than and then put endl. So that's another way to do it. I'll pretty much have the same output or same effect as before. All right. I'm gonna stop here and we'll continue the lecture on Monday. Let me go back to to Teams. If you can get it. Any questions so far? Ada
No,
soalan
tak
tak?
ada, Doktor. Tak ada.
Ya, saya pun tak ada. Do not have the camera on me. Okay, so for this week, I guess everybody is still at home or hometown, so there is no homework. So we'll try to set something up on Monday so that you can do this as homework number 3 lah, which is coming up on Monday, inshallah. You guys have a great weekend. If you are going to travel back to UTEM, stay safe, and I'll see you on Monday. Assalamualaikum. Have a good one.
Thank you,
Waalaikumsalam.
Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.